Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
Best match! How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. It is the first Sunday of the month. And yes, we know that Mariah Carey has escaped from the fast facility in order to smash our holiday spirits with that one song. And that's why we got our best match for being able to review Kamen Rider Build to keep you guys distracted from all those carols in your holiday shopping. I'm Mike, Kamen Rider Zero, your host, and with me we got Jared, Dombro Tower Fury, and one of our recurring guests, Steve Vesquez, aka the Sin Prince. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging in there.
I saw the most interesting Netflix show this past weekend that had 3 Kamen Riders, 2 from this very series.
Really? And what would this show be?
Well, first off, it's an 18 plus type of show. So if you was not, you ain't got hair anywhere, then don't watch it.
Very taboo.
It's based off a pretty spicy manga from what I've done research on so far.
Okay.
The show itself is called Fishbowl Wives.
Fishbowl Wives. So which actors are in that one?
Kamen Riders Build, Evil,
perfect.
Right? Build, Evil, and Zangetsu.
That is crazy because
all right.
Because one Netflix adaptation, one Japanese live action adaptation that Netflix is famous for, that is already famous for, not to be confused with one that it isn't famous for yet, is the Bleach one, which had all 3 Kamen Riders from
Forza. Yeah.
Forza. You got 2
and if you think we're not going to bring that up when we do Kamen Rider Forza on the show, you don't know the show.
You don't know the show. We'll bust out the switches. We're going to bust out everything and just be like, all right, man. We have our Among Us helmets for this. We'll be themed.
Yeah. And of course,
Speaking of Among Us, our Sussy Baka, aka Bloodstock or Kamen Rider Evol, is the same in this show. In a sense, gaslighting people.
Yeah,
you say gaslighting.
Typecasting. You're just a tsundere. You're no yandere. You're a yandere. Totally.
I mean, say what you will about the Full Metal Alchemist sequels for the live action, but the one thing that they got really well, aside from casting Makenryu as Scar, was casting Waz as a freaking Ling. It's like I recognized it right away. I'm like, this is perfect casting right there.
Isn't it so crazy how? It's crazy how all these Sentai writer actors just going off. Oh boy, almost lost it there. Just for anyone, did anyone go to the movies this week? Did anyone go see?
I wish I could have seen -1.
Yes. So because we're shouting out Sentai and writer actors in other properties, our boy Yuki Yamada, Joe Kibuken, is actually in this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I was like, Joe is fighting Godzilla.
No, that wasn't.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
How did I watch the movie the entire time and not notice that?
I was like, wait, obviously the voice is different, so I didn't, but I was like, I looked at him when they did a close-up and I said, wait, I know that face. And I was like, that's Joe. That's Yuki Yamada. That's Gokai Blue, because he was Kid. That was his name on the boat. He was Kid. So he was the younger guy. Yeah, he was the guy that was dropping the landmines. That was Joe. That was Gokai Blue. So shout out to everyone right now. Yeah,
I
right
haven't
now
seen
to
the animation.
Yamada, right now to that, and also shouts to all Toko fans right now, both Sentai, Riders, Ultraman, Kaiju, because we have -1 that has been almost a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and
Awesome.
from people. It's been making bank money more than what the big Hollywood movies have made. And also, Warner Brothers just dropped the legendary Godzilla X Kong trailer today. And I was like, wait, they gave King Kong a Buster Cannon arm?
Yeah,
Like King Kong has gone full Mega Man?
that's funny. But
And
yeah,
Godzilla's now powered up? What? What engine device did he get?
but yeah, so we are here to talk. So we here on the Writer Time Archive are here to talk about one of our favorite seasons of Kamen Rider Build, and we are covering the first 5 episodes of the show. Yeah,
My God.
yeah, just like how we did 2 episodes at a time with Kamen Rider Amazons. We're doing it in batches, so we're gonna cover all 49 episodes of the TV show plus all 4 movies in just 13 streams. It's still less condensed than like what we only did Dragon Knight back in 2020. Yeah, 2020, where like we did all 40 episodes in just 3 podcasts. It was fun, but it's a lot of material to cover because like 16 episodes in one video, 12 episodes in one video, 12
Right.
episodes in one video. So compared to that, this isn't so bad. And also, this guy, he has some field experience with doing 5 episodes in a week.
Oh man, what field experience? Where are we going with this? Like, anime? Yeah. Toku? Yes. Digimon? Don't get me started on that.
But even on our show, you have experience doing 5 episodes in a week. Lest we recall. Dun 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 the brothers. Dun 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 going. Dun 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 the brothers. It's been a while, so I messed up on the dance. But yeah, no. So like, what are you guys' experience with Kamen Rider Build prior to this week?
Besides going to some random gachapon machine and pulling a build little squishy keychain, not much.
I'm surprised you pulled that this week.
You know what? I have it in my car because I put it on like right on top, and I was like, I'm doing a podcast later today on build, and I have to watch the episodes. Well, I already have, so I was like, I was like, well, you know what? They had an X8 one, and I was like, I haven't even seen that one yet either. That's on the list too. But I was like, I was hoping for X8, but I was like, oh, build. Okay. I'd seen like figures and toys like that. I've seen the little capsules. I always kind of said that this certain writer, his outfit is very Doctor Who-ish with the trench coat.
Yeah.
And like and the Converse sneakers that are just like different, like 2 different colors.
Yeah. So you're saying it's appropriate that we're doing a Kamen Rider Build on the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, it's also very very sciencey with how he's like, oh, this is my inventions, these are my equations, and when he fights, it's like all these formulas are just pouring up. I'm like, is he beautiful minding? Everything is just like it's like it's like a JoJo stance. He's making a beautiful minds attack. And all the geometry and thing.
He's basically Action Man. Like if you guys remember that show, like back on Fox Kids.
Action Man.
That goes back.
Amp it up, Action Man, amp it up.
Almost going to Max Steel, almost with how he does his venture.
There was always like speculation as to whether or not they had a crossover because like while Action Man was on Fox Kids, Max Steel was on Kids WB.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've only watched one of those 2 shows, but I think my only exposure to Max Steel was having like a like one of those Barbie figures that comes on a remote control snowmobile with a missile projectile.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like a full Barbie figure. You could like take the clothes off and everything. But at least he had double joint articulation, so that was lit. Okay,
Yeah. But no, that's my whole thing with Build. I think the how his whole gimmicks are like interesting. So far with these 5 episodes, I love Taka Gatlin and how that looks. I love that look. But so far, it's been an interesting ride, especially these 5 episodes.
Right. Yeah. How about you, Jared? Like, what was your background to Build prior to this past week?
Wow. Well, now I gotta go dig deep down that well of the memory hole. Now, Build aired just like months after we had started on Henshin Gate, and then during Build's run, we made a tweet out of how one of the more prominent messed up moments happens in Build the same weekend as Infinity War. So I'm just like, damn, what?
Yeah, I remember that.
What?
Foreshadowing.
And yeah, no, just Build was an amazing run. Like one of my favorite forms is always the winter forms. So
Right.
the sparkling is my
the Pepsi form.
Yeah, I have both the Pepsi and Genius little figures here, which I'll pull out now and I'll put back later.
Yeah, I have candy toys of 3 of the forms: the Hedgehog Fire, the Lion, what's it called, the Lion Vacuum, and I think it was Dragon Lock was the third one. Oh no, actually no. Like I actually have one of them right here. But yeah, no, like what? But I think I gave 2 of them away to my nephew because I wanted to expose him to Kamen Rider. But hold on, let me pull out the one figure I actually do have right now. Give me 1 quick second.
All right.
So what other memories do I got? I gotta really digging deep for this because
it's been what? When did Build come out? That was
2017.
17. Wow.
Yeah. This is obviously have the I have it set to Dragonfire because it's basically a palette swap of Rabbit Tank form. So
is that the figure where it's like 2 separate, like kind of when his henshin is like and they come together?
Yeah, the can it's not the main figures. I mean, the main figures can do that because like the main figures for every season have the respective gimmick of that season. But the candy toys of Build have the same gimmick too. It's just like you actually have to put more work into like taking it apart. So like I
actually have come across one of those recently. I was just like, huh. Yeah. Again, it's like it Build is creeping up on me, and I was like, should I? Well, I should watch it first before I start buying any merchandise off of this. Yeah. So I'm like, it's Rabbit Tank. It's like a Rabbit Tank, and I think they also have Diamond.
Yeah, Diamond, Gorilla Diamond. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see Gorilla, but I did see Diamond.
Yeah. For me, well. I've said this before. I've seen literally every single episode of Kamen Rider, and starting with midway through Kabuto, I've seen every episode as it aired weekly. So obviously, I saw Build like during its run. But what was really interesting for me was not so much watching the season, but rather what led up to watching that season because they already had the patent, they already did the trademark for Kamen Rider Build, so we know what the season's called. But we're like, is it a construction themed Kamen Rider? Is he gonna have like different like? Is there gonna be like he's got like a shovel arm or like a bulldozer shield or something like that?
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder is a Kamen Rider. Yeah. Like even like the week they announced the title for that season, the live stream for CS Toys was just blowing up with everyone wanting to hear Mr. S's take on what he thinks Kamen Riders could be built.
I do remember that, yeah.
So it was 2017, and what's it called? Japan World Heroes, very first Japan World Heroes ever to exist was 2017,
It was 2017, yeah.
the week before Kamen Rider Build was set to air. So by that point, we know what Build looks like, and it looks suspiciously like a certain Kamen Rider that we saw in the past, more specifically in 2009, and it just so happens that the main guest that showed up at Japan World Heroes that year.
It was double.
Yeah, it was Ren. Yeah, the actor who played Shadaro Hidari, and actually it's funny. One of Jared's first videos on our show was Fudo PI. So that's actually kind of takes us full circle if you think about it. So obviously, a lot of people were like, probably bugging Ren about like, what do you think about Kamen Rider Build? Because effectively he's diagonal W.
It's like it's W, but just it's different. It's geometry. It's a different angle. And I do remember that whole thing on for Japan World Heroes of just wow, because they're just like the double driver is and the build driver are almost the same. Just add a crank to it, it's. Well, if you think about that, I mean, almost all the drives are kind of similar in their gimmicks,
Yeah. I mean, that's
item in the hand, and there you go. You got to use it.
It's kind of my issue with Kamen Rider Dread from Gotchard. It's just too. It's like the driver. It's sort of like Kamen Rider Demons and X-Aid's drivers just like clustered together because you got the LED lights in the front, and then all you have to do is like pull that lever on the side to make the thing work. So it's like,
hey man, I'll take that to EDC.
Yeah.
I'll go to EDC with that driver.
I love Kamen Rider Dread. That's one of the few things I can say about Kamen Rider Gotchard.
Yeah, I'll look. I said it before, and I'll say it again. If we have a skeleton themed Kamen Rider, I automatically like it because Kamen Rider. Well, not you almost made me tongue twist. Because of Skull Man.
Kamen Rider Skull.
Kamen Rider 15.
Yeah. What was the one from Gaim? Not 15. Technically 15. Was that 15? Okay.
His name is 15. That's literally his name, Kamen Rider 15.
Okay, I was like, because I saw that, I'm like, that's a very like shocker skull looking.
Yeah, I
think
that's kind of what they're going for, because basically the four major evil riders from Gaim are supposed to be based off the four horsemen of the apocalypse. So Bujin Gaim is famine, Jam is pestilence, Mars is war, and 15 is death.
Okay.
Like I even want to do a good cosplay of that, but it never panned through, which is sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. So very interesting concept for this season. It started off with finding an artifact on Mars.
I'm surprised the humans landed on Mars.
More importantly, the Japanese landed on Mars, because you think the two major space programs would be,
America or Russia.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If anyone would make it, it would be Japan, and of course they would bring back something.
Yeah,
and they could do it with anything.
Yeah.
And I would have to say this season was pretty well timed when it comes to the American audience, because it was filmed because it aired in 2017, and a wall is built.
Yeah. They finally had the Great Wall. It's great. It's amazing. It keeps the three segregations of Japan. It's awesome, and it's red. Or you could go and Attack on Titan type of shit. You know?
Right. Yeah. Giganshina, like there's a lot of immigration from Marleyans in Giganshina. So
don't get me started. I had Japanese businessmen tell me like so many things at bars. I was like, oh, so not much different than back home then.
Yeah.
You get those Japanese from Capcom, those Japanese businessmen from Capcom drinking, and they start. Okay, we went there. Okay, we went there. Okay, but yes, a wall. It's like someone fanboyed over this box, opened it, and then a wall. Well, several walls were erected.
Yeah, 3 walls.
3 walls.
Just not circular walls. It's the opposite of circular. They're
triangular with the color schemes of Slifer Red, Raw Yellow, and Obelisk Blue.
And
someone was a Yu-Gi-Oh fan.
And by raw yellow, we mean Ojama green.
Oh, we have to throw in the Ojamas in there too. Why don't we just throw in marshmallow?
Would you rather say pot of green?
You know what? Let's just throw in marshmallow. Let's just do that. Let's throw in marshmallow.
Yeah.
Or it's Karibo. It's a Karibo wall. Because if you get near it, it's gonna blow up in your face.
Yeah. I'll say this. So basically, Japan was pretty much split into like 3 separate sovereign states, and so basically, the green zone wants to unify the other 2 zones, which neither of them really want to do.
No, they're very
Yeah. The red zone wants to rebuild the economy of no, not the economy, but the welfare of the entire nation. So basically, they're like the farmers and the infrastructure people, while red wants to rebuild the economy. So they're sending out like people to like other countries, basically major restoration type of stuff. So like they all have 3 goals, but in order to make sure that their own goal is the highest priority, they need to have control over the Pandora's box, which is currently in the green zones. Toto, Hokuto, Seito, and Toto is the green zone, which is where our story takes place for the first arc.
Very Hunger Games.
Yeah, very Hunger Games. Yeah,
it's very much like the box.
Yeah, so all this exposition was provided to Sawa Takigawa, who's like who's basically Lois Lane, and yeah, she does get a little harassed by Gentoku, who's basically Green Zone.
This is a kid's show.
She says, "What do you think? Come over to my hotel room means."
Oh no! And her boss is literally telling her, "Well, you could go," and she just starts yelling at him.
2017, people.
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just like, I don't see Twitter going at this.
Nope.
Oh God, can you imagine? Can you imagine? But also, I was like, wow, it's a children's show, but very, very, very adult, and they treat it as such. It's like, no, that's bad. No, that's creepy.
It reminds me of how people are still complaining about Dino Fury. It's like, oh, Izzy and Fern just holding hands and doing nothing. That is not appropriate for children. But Wes kissing Jen without her consent, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not a problem. Sorry.
It's like, I don't get it myself, especially like, so what was it like and there's always like that one joke or comment that's made in a Rider or Sentai series that's like, wait, what'd you say? Which would automatically, like, that would get you in trouble in the States. Where it's like, oh, it's Japan, it's fine. They get it, but they treat it very proper though. They treat it properly. It's like, no, bad. And I'm like, yeah, you should. That should be a thing.
Yeah. So we are introduced to some of our main characters. So we got Sento, who's a physicist, and there's a lot of jiggly-puffing going around in his base. So expect a lot of that. And he pulls like a what's called a full bottle, which is the gimmick toy of the season, out of a microwave because the female.
I wasn't the only one who thought that. I was like, "What? Make sure to put it in with amounts of water so it doesn't overburn."
Yeah,
you're nuking it. You're nuking it.
Mistura, who's an net idol and has a mysterious power that allows Sento to play with
I
steel
love
bottles.
her. Like if
Yeah.
I was a female version, I like that. That'd be me. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Mikan!
Don't wake me up. Especially that one episode where she throws the knife as they're arguing,
Oh, yeah.
and she's like,
She's
"I'll
like,
cut," like just full on like you know
I will.
Hachikachona, just big old grin and blue lights, just like I'll cut you, and it's like okay,
yeah.
I want to.
Yeah.
Let me.
I
And-
want
shoot it.
And of course we got our mentor of the season who runs a coffee shop above the laboratory.
again.
And he wants Sento to pay rent. So basically, he's Mr. Dickovich. Rent.
And also
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door.
he shops at Banana Republic. Just look at him, very stylish.
Well, what I
He
tell
makes a
you,
joke about that. in episode 5.
He is definitely a man that would shop at like Johnny Was or Banana Republic or even what's that Tommy Bahamas.
Yeah.
I would see him in a Tommy Bahamas.
But yeah, like going with that Spider-Man joke, I would totally say, it's like I will pay your rent when you close the damn door.
Yeah, what is and can we get a bigger door? Like it's a mini fridge. It's a mini, but it's like, oh yeah, cafe, and it's just like, wait, how do we get it? I'm like, well, clearly this door was made for Japanese in mind because no one over 6 feet is gonna get through that door without like maneuvering yourself in there.
It's crazy how a Japanese adult can wear a DX Rider belt without any extenders.
must be nice.
Must be nice, man.
Meanwhile, even the slimmest American will need to buy at least one strap.
Let's not talk. Let's not throw salt at our own nation.
Look, I'm not saying Americans are fat, though it's true. I'm saying that the Japanese are skinny compared to Americans.
And it's like, wow, man. Just look at all the food. I swear I gained like 5 or so pounds when I was over there, and you're like, you guys are eating this all the time and you don't gain a thing. What is up with that?
It's the
Because what else, the ingredients or whatever they put in these snacks and food.
I know. When I go to the Japanese markets, I'm like, it's on sale.
I think ingredients are just regulated differently.
It is.
Oh no, it is. You know, have yourself like a chocolate bar, and you're like, that is pure chocolate.
Yeah,
even like it doesn't have that Hershey's aftertaste. I'm like, no, this is pure chocolate. But
not to go into like a a massive tangent about like the American diet system, but just to go to it briefly, America highly prioritizes putting glucose in like everything, like even like when you go to school and get school lunches, you got cereal or oatmeal, both carbs. You got like at the student store, you got cookies or chips, carbs. You go to nutrition, peanut butter jelly sandwich, 2 different kinds of carbs with a protein. And then
don't rag on the PB&J.
And then
you leave PB&J alone.
To lunch, it's like you got pizza, which is a vegetable. And then, or you get a burger, which is a piece of meat with 2 pieces of carbs right there. In most former Soviet countries, they prioritize protein, so almost everything will include meat, or dairy, and real meat, like no preservatives. While in Japan, it's like it's probably like focused on lipids or something because they're not gaining any weight, but somehow all the food tastes amazing.
No, so does.
Like I'm looking at the ingredients. Just this. Well, it's technically from Canada, but it's still North American compared to the Japanese candies. It's like night and day.
Yeah, literally is.
Yeah. So where we last left Hiroki, he tried to make a run from the 4C in order to let Chihiro know that they're gunning for him. Oh wait, hold on, I got the wrong show notes.
What?
Wait, that's not 4C. That's freaking Faust, and that's not Hiroki. That's freaking Banjo.
You got Banjo.
What are you showing the people? You're confusing them.
Sorry, we just finished doing Amazon, so it's like, so pardon my confusion.
Blame it all on the Amazon. All right.
So this
Same
is our
slide.
same slide. This is our second rider, ladies and gentlemen. We know that.
Obvious.
Yeah, I mean, we know it, even though it hasn't happened yet. But come on, guys, we totally know it. We don't usually get to meet the actual second rider this early into the show.
It's very shocking that he's like there at episode 1.
Yeah, because like even freaking Fua doesn't become the rider until episode 2. But the point is, the thing is, this 01 took place after Build, so
So it's like now it's commonplace that the second rider got to come out so soon instead of having a big reveal.
At episode 17, like even freaking Kamen Rider Brave didn't show up until episode 2. Like, it's early. It's still early.
He was there. He was there from episode 1, and he has been framed.
Yeah. It's like say what you will about XA having its second rider that early, but this is an episode sooner. And I know what some of you are all thinking, but what about Kamen Rider Ryuki? But the premise is you do have 13 riders. Like,
Ryuki had to just shove everyone into the first 5. Even so, it's like, wait, you haven't seen their suits yet, but you know that they're part of this.
Yeah. Like, actually, what's interesting about Ryuki is we get to see our second rider in suit before we see our first rider in suit.
But again, let's repeat it with Build. We see our first rider, everything. Second rider, we don't see him until we know it's going to be him because he was given the little power up, and it's like, nope. If it wasn't obvious at this point, he will be the secondary rider. Whether he could have been just an extra, he could have been another Jinpei or another side character in any other Kamen Rider series. But nope, he's the secondary apparently. And all right,
and of course, there's speculation that he might be a Smash, which is the name of the monsters in this show.
Yeah, the Smash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the reason I brought up Sawa is that there's a rumor that there's a superhero called a Kamen Rider fighting the Smashes, and then she gets rescued by him after he defeats a Hedgehog Smash. But that wasn't really important. But yeah, see, we got more Jigglypuff, but at least here I would say it's justified because he was probably trying to figure out important formula, and he ran out of room on all the walls of the base.
He was very, very, very just again, beautiful mind, just writing all over the damn place and putting also little cute anime characters.
He's worried
all over people's faces.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I'm just now realizing both Build and Bloodstock here, both are the same in Fishbowl Wives. They don't change.
No. I'm gonna have to watch that show to get the comparisons.
Oh,
so we find out that Banjo is a mixed martial artist who was arrested for fixing a game, but then he allegedly escaped. But in actuality, he was if you've ever seen the original Kamen Rider, you know what's going on.
If you've ever seen Skies of Fire, you just the whole, except not aliens, just scientists poking at you. And so, if you've seen X-Men Wolverine Origin, don't watch it. But if you know,
Okay, the elevator scene was funny, at least. The elevator, don't knock on the elevator scene.
No, I won't. But still, when you see people hovering over you and you're in liquid, you know you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, just ask the kids from Punk Hazard.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Let's not go there right now. We must talk about adults getting tortured, not children.
Yeah.
Save that for
And
another day.
interestingly enough, the power level of the smashes are actually called hazard levels. So
Yeah. We'll get onto that one because I think that's what episode 3 or 4.
Yeah. So
Did they go?
Sento like comes across Banjo. He's like, "Are you the Smash? No, I'm not the Smash. Oh look, there's a Smash. We gotta smash him. Oh, he won't smash so easily. Okay. Oh
No, he's a
damn.
big
Like,
boy. He's got to take his time.
You gotta wine it and dine it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be thick.
And of course, that's where we are introduced to our main character's transformation. And if you have calligraphobia like me, you may want to turn away because physics formulas everywhere. Oh my god, my eyes are killing me.
It was too. I was kind of like, wait, what's going on? Was it like, no, that's just his thing.
Yeah.
And then his transformation was also very interesting because normally the transformations are like a big flash or whatever.
Mhm.
Here he becomes full on gotcha, full on Gunpla, and then comes together. So for you Gunpla fans out there, this could be your rider.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we had like those little mythical creatures from Wizard that were also Gunpla-ish, but here it's like full Gunpla. And again, going back to like calligraphobia, yes, this season was a little bit difficult to watch at first because like of all the formulas everywhere.
Also, because that was the time the formula meme was like at its peak in popularity.
Yeah, the one from Hangover, yeah. And we get our transformation, our main form, Rabbit Tank. And yes, for those of you who are aware or not aware, yes, his main pose is the 3-finger rule for determining the direction of currents and electrical and magnetic fields.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
We just do that we do that when we close out on Henry Gate. We do the Q Ranger salute and then build thing, but we only do that because the significance of the year those came out is when we started. So it's like, oh, Q Ranger build.
It was all there. Not to mention, I'm like, the fact that his main form transformation is Rabbit Tank, and in my mind, I'm like imagining a little toy tank with a little rabbit with the little helmet on there, and I'm just like, that is adorable.
Funny enough, that's a Gotchard card for
that. Now, is there not a Yu-Gi-Oh card about that? I'm pretty sure there's a Yu-Gi-Oh card about that.
I wish there was.
I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm pretty sure there's some. I could have sworn that there was rescue rabbits or something like that. Yeah. Rabbit tank.
Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, an actual rabbit on a tank would be such a good concept for the group New Jeans if they ever do their Japanese run around things. But now that, as Bokeh says, there's a Gotchard card about it, it's too late.
And we noticed that like his transformation is a combination of an organic thing with an inorganic thing. So rabbits are organic, tanks are inorganic, hedgehogs are organic. So it'll replace the rabbit in the
you just gotta like Full Metal Alchemist this guy, like like Taka Gatlin, Gorilla Diamond. I'm like, that sounds really dangerous.
Yeah. So his finishing move
is science. Actually, it's geometry.
It's a velocity. It's a velocity.
It's a parabola. And only, as we all know, only 2 types of people can pull such a move off: retired Japanese Olympians and Kamen Riders.
Yeah.
So you are definitely a rider, sir.
And I love how the smash is just like trapped between those dotted lines.
Do not cross the dotted line.
Kamen Rider.
Do not cross the dotted line. Do not cross the dotted line.
No,
do not cross the dotted line. And then
no.
So we got initial velocity, and then once you get to the maxima, you start having a negative acceleration, and then you get to the ideal slope of M, and then you start accelerating until you finally hit the target at V final.
See, you're learning something. Who says that these shows aren't educational?
Yeah, no, like when I had to study for this one physics exam to get my state certification, I was literally binge watching Dr. Stone while I was like trying to figure out how to do DC and AC current problems. So and somehow I passed the test. So I'm like, thank you, Dr. Stone.
All through the power of anime.
Yeah.
Ain't
Yeah.
it the way?
Television.
And it's funny because I was taking a physiology course and I had to do an exam about cardiac about the cardiovascular system. You know, like how you got like the systolic pressure, diastolic pressure, systolic volume, diastolic volume, EKG, and stuff like that. And what's funny is that what really helped me understand the timeline of the changes in pressure and volume was literally just imagining the Genesis driver from Gaim. I cannot explain how or why it helped, but it just did. Like, so thank you, Kamen Rider Gaim, for helping me with my physiology exam.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Banjo's a fugitive, naturally, the government wants to capture him. So already we're very suspicious. He's a fugitive. Also, like, why do the Guardians? Why do the Toto Guardians look like the Faust Guardians?
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, and of course, they ride off on the bike, and of course, Banjo's flies open. This will be a recurring joke later on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, overlooking them on top of the giant wall is a mysterious Batman.
Yeah, it literally is Batman. He's even got the gravelly the Christian Bale voice.
Yeah. And what's funny is like I didn't even like notice like the little eyes behind like the giant yellow visor. So it's like that's nice. That's nice. It makes me feel like watching Ryuki all over again, where you don't notice right away that he's got slanty blue eyes behind his visor.
I didn't notice that one.
Yeah, Kamen Rider Knight. Like if you look very carefully, he's got slanty blue eyes behind his visor. Very even period.
I have to look at that one.
So starting with our newcomer, Steve, what were your thoughts on Kamen Rider Build's first episode? Like, what was your impression?
A lot of math. It was like number munchers. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It was very fast.
Yeah.
It was very fast, but it's supposed to get you because they're like, wait a minute, why is he a fugitive? And then you find out why, and it's like, wait, but then there's more to it. I'm like, but still, why are the feds after you so badly? Like, it's they're baiting us really, really hard in the first couple of episodes. So it's just like,
right.
wait, what's going on? What? And especially the opening. Of like they find the box, they do the whole thing, and it's like someone just opens it. I was just like, wow, that is interesting, honestly. So I was like, I'm interested. I'll keep watching, definitely.
Yeah, no, I think my first experience. I don't know. It's like I think I was hooked off jump because when I first saw like the images, like promotions of Kamen Rider Build, I'm like, what the hell is this?
As we say with all Rider concepts when they come out.
Sometimes, like with Geats, I was never like that. I was just like, okay, awesome.
And Geats was actually looked interesting.
Yeah, and then I didn't notice until like after the airing of Build. Even like I think what's the one game, because during most Kamen Rider runs they had Battle Ride War games for Wizard, Gaim. Oh, they skipped Drive.
No. Yeah, no. Actually, I thought it was Gaim, Drive, and then Ghost. Because now Ghost was the third one.
Ghost was the third one, and then I was hoping they would do one for Build, but then no, they just did Climax Fighters.
Yeah, Climax 6. Yeah, I haven't played Climax 6. I want to play Climax 6, but I'm gonna be honest. I did not have fun playing Climax 7 with Geo. It's cool that it's on the Switch. It's cool that it's on the Switch. I could play the game legally, but like freaking, it's just not as fun as the 5th one with the
So
Wizard.
you're not recommending anyone to buy it?
Oh no, buy it. I'm just saying I just personally did not enjoy it as much as I enjoyed, Super Climax Heroes for the PlayStation Portable.
I like Climax on the PlayStation 4 just because it came out on my birthday. So I was like, okay, birthday present for me. Buy this game. But no, like the one thing about Build I didn't realize until years later, like his little scarf motif thing on the side, because I thought it was just like the costume was just a little bit off. I'm like, oh no, it's to represent the scarf.
Yeah.
Where and on the
his chest, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Maybe,
They did a similar thing with Kamen Rider 02, where it's like you got that little like 2 right there, which looks like a 2, but more importantly, it looks like a tie.
Yeah.
Like a proper necktie. It's like
yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I kind of like that. If anything, I wish it was clothy instead of like solid part of the of the 02 suit, but it is what it is. For me,
what this did better than what Gotchard is doing now is that since this comes out right after X8, and X8 was such a actually even Drive did this, like because Gaim was such an amazing show. Coming off these amazing seasons into the next season, it felt like you're in good hands with this season. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can get behind Build. I'm interested because like I think because like I was still like getting used to like, oh, Riders have different universes type stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is not in the main universe, so is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it still felt like, okay, X8 was such a good show. Build is just going to carry on that momentum. Like, oh, even what King Odra is doing now after Dawn Brothers.
Right. Yeah, for me, I really enjoyed this season and like this episode especially because it's like, like the main downside for me was like the formulas because of the calligraphobia, but I noticed right away that the pacing was a little bit differently from the first episodes of the last several seasons. I would say it was different from the pacing of like a lot of the past few seasons. Like I haven't seen this kind of pacing since Kabuto, and I would come to understand why a little bit better when we get around like episode 4 through 6 ish. But yeah, no, I actually like the pacing of this season, and like we are introduced to some characters a little too quickly, but we are actually going to take a nice breather to actually get to learn about them more. So it's like, long term, like it was really good, but short term, it's like not knowing where things are going to go further. It did feel like they're going to like dump a lot of stuff onto us.
It did.
But it set us up on a really interesting place because like now the main characters are on the run, and they did a great job like incorporating the opening theme song to the end of the first episode, where it's like they're riding off down like the whole like vertically down the giant wall, and it's like great, now we're both fugitives. So it's like, we have some mysteries to unravel. This is fun. So before we move on to the next episode, what are your scores out of 10 for this one?
Dillinger, baby. The Dillinger.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. This is a 10 for me.
I have to go with it's a 9 because it really does get you to like, whoa, what's next? What happens next?
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm enjoying that. So moving on to episode 2. Oh, and one thing that I did not mention earlier, but this seems like a perfect opportunity. The way the episode titles are written on the episode. They're all formulas that equal the episode number, except for one specific case. In episode 22, I know we're a long way from episode 22, but there was but episode 22 does not, like, the formula did not equal 22. It equaled approximately 22 because the answer to that math problem was like 21.92 something, and so basically got like approximated to 22. So that was kind of funny for me.
It's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and episode 26 was sporadic groups, which there are 26 sporadic groups. There's really not much for, but hey, I learned that there's a thing called sporadic groups. So it's like, thank you, Bill, for teaching me something about chemistry that I didn't already know.
See, the
That's
parents
so sad.
who got mad at Power Rangers back in the day should be kicking themselves because of kids watching Power Rangers, they're into Tokusatsu, and from watching Tokusatsu, they learn science and math and whatnot.
You ever just a lot. You go to Toko conventions, and it's not just talking about Toko, but people are actually like talking about the physics and like the how a creature like that could exist, or is it feasible or possible?
Yeah.
And some of them are doctors, and one I'm like, wow, really?
When I first went into when I first went to college, I wanted to go into bioengineering because I mean, obviously, I didn't stick around for that major for very long. But the reason why I wanted to do bioengineering is because I wanted to see if it was feasible to give a human the characteristics of a grasshopper to have superhuman abilities. I know it sounds way too nerdy and also unethical.
That's Shocker. Yeah, or you're trying to make Shin Kamen Rider. Not Shin Kamen Rider, but the Shin Kamen Rider.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be.
We don't need to see that transformation.
I'm trying to make V3.
Mike, we don't need to see that transformation.
Guy who makes other good guys. I'm not trying to.
You're the doctor that helps him escape.
Yeah. Oh, that means I gotta stay away from spiders.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from Spider-Mans.
So I mean, can't be no Tom Hollands, no Andrew Garfields, no Tobey Maguires,
no Miles Moraleses,
no Shamir Moores,
no Ben Reilly's,
no Jake Johnsons, no Haley Steinfeld,
no Yamashiros.
No, none of that.
No Oscar Isaac, especially Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, that guy's nuts.
Yeah. No Nicolas Cage's.
Oh, you can't get rid of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
that's impossible.
Yeah, no, he is the Kamen Rider ghost.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, I actually love how one time he actually bought some Kamen Rider ghost stuff at Anime Jungle. That was hilarious.
I had a buddy of mine actually. I think that's the photo that goes around.
Yeah.
Of like him being at Anime. I think that was a friend of mine who I can't remember. I know he has a photo with him at Anime Jungle.
Yeah. So moving on. So Banjo's introduced to the crew. I call him the crew, by the way. So I've heard. And also someone left the fridge open. So now
we let April O'Neil into the frickin' turtle hangout. No joke. That's seriously what I thought. I was like, wait a minute. Isn't in the comics that she like finds the turtles hangout just because she followed them because one of them didn't put the damn sewer lid on top, and yet here it is, this reporter girl. They didn't close the mini fridge, and she just comes into the lair.
So they play the flaming game, and obviously, like Master's like, it's like, no, I didn't leave the door open. Like you opened the door, and then you came in, and then I. Oh.
Yeah.
But wait, how did you know to come here?
And she Googled it, I guess.
All over again, y'all.
Yeah.
She just tripped and fell into the damn hideout. There you go.
I wish that were the case, but no. Like, it turns out when Sento saved her in the first episode, and
he actually
dropped a match.
He dropped a matchbook, which I kind of like. You don't smoke, or why would you need matches
to do a science experiment? Obviously,
I'm like. Well, I kind of maybe I missed that part, but I was just like, "Why? A lighter isn't."
Better question: how? Because it's like E.T. Morse takes the full bottles out, puts them in his pocket. There's no physical way for the matchbook to fall out. Because I imagine, like on a coat like that, pockets would be really deep. Like you would need like a lot of surface tension on that matchbook against your hand in order for you to slide it out accidentally. Like you would have noticed it.
Well, he's got a hole in his pocket.
Doing this with going to Oh wait, no, that wasn't him. Right, that wasn't him going to X8's world. Or technically, it was him.
I don't know. He could have had a hole in his trench coat. I mean, it's possible. Did you say it fell out of his pocket? It didn't say how. It just fell out.
Yeah. But see, he was right. Like people in anime conventions talking about the science of how things happen. Look what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we're trying. Like, how is it possible if the coat pocket is at least 5 inches deep? How could it be possible for a single matchbook to be pulled out without him noticing?
Plot convenience.
It's Toko. It's Toko. That's all I say.
Yeah. So Banjo gets a phone call from a mysterious individual that are you ready to come out and play? Okay, yeah, like
just give him a cat to pet while he's on that throne of his. I swear to God.
Gadget.
Yeah, I was like, it's totally Dr. Claw.
It's like okay, this is a Norman Osborn moment. It's like, will the spider come out to play? I have your girlfriend.
Yeah, which I pointed out to you, and I actually tried to look. The actress who is Banjo's girlfriend is actually the actress who was in those Sakura Gumi commercials. They get Chi-chan.
Chi-chan! Oh my God!
Yeah. Because I was like,
Goku reminds me of Long Long Man.
There's a literal, like, they focus on her face, and I was like, I've seen her face before, and I was like, wait, let me look her up. And it's like, yeah, right, that's Chi-chan. Yeah, it's like, I was like, yeah,
those commercials.
we need to bring back Sakura Gumi, man. We literally need to bring him back. We need to bring him back.
You know what's funny is that I was having this conversation on IG one time, and like I made like a whole like stuff, like I made like a whole rant, like pretending like there was like a whole manga series based like about Sakura Gumi, man, and like all the commercials that we've seen so far, it's just like the first season. It's like when are we gonna get to the Budo arc?
Yeah, what happened afterwards? I want to know.
Yeah, there's like 7 arcs, and like we only covered the first one. It's like when's season 2 coming out? You know,
yeah, we need to bring him back. But yes, Chi-chan was abducted and experimented on.
Yeah,
and it's not a happy ending.
No, it's not. And
never is.
Yeah, so turns out, Faust, which is the evil organization that is experimenting on people, turns out they have their own guardians, and they can combine into a giant robot thing, but it's okay, because thanks to the Smash we defeated in the previous episode, we got Gorillamon.
That just sounds so... It sounds so dangerous.
Yeah.
It just sounds so like a gorilla with the tough diamond texture.
Yeah, and also it uses diamonds in a way that doesn't work in real life because it creates like a giant barrier of diamonds in order to stop a bunch of bullets. It's like, no, diamonds are brittle; they would be broken. That way.
Remember,
it's Toko.
Diamond is unbreakable.
Diamond is unbreakable. You're right. Break down. Speaking of breaking down, let's break down this next scene. So basically, we got a car up on a rooftop. So if Banjo accidentally tackles it on his motorcycle, it'll create enough of a downward force to leverage an upward catapult. Which, using the jump height of such and such, we can derive that velocity squared over 2 times the mass of 2 times the gravitational force equals 1 over 2g, which will equal 2 times. But the point is, it works. Amp it up, action man, amp it up.
I'm up. What? Okay. Yeah. He pretty much Sherlock Holmes it. He's really like Robert Downey Jr. in Sherlock Holmes.
Or MacGyver.
He's like, or MacGyver. Just like he literally just gorilla fists that bike and poor Banjo goes in screaming. And it's just like it was enough. I'm like, this is too Looney Toony not to work, and it worked.
Yeah,
but of course, what is with these henchmen that they come together perfectly to form this kind of like Solid Snake, type of
Metal
antagonist, Metal Gear type of monster. Like they all just come together and just like, well, the power of CG.
I mean, it makes more sense than when you look at those Beatles from the fourth Bionicle movie.
Let's not talk
I
about
remember the
that.
toys. I did not watch Bionicle much.
Let's not talk about that.
But in any case, so the reason why Bonjo needed to find his girlfriend was, turns out that when he was framed for when he lost his ability to be a competitor in MMA, his girlfriend told him to get a job at this one place. So she told him to go there. It turns out that was the place where the dead scientist was found, which is why he was framed for killing
He was
this scientist.
set up.
Yeah, he was set up.
So Chi-chan set him up, and not
now
for
she has
Sakura
long man all to herself.
Oh my god!
This is a whole long man commercial. It was
Yeah.
the
I was waiting for them to bust out like
time.
this episode brought to you by Sakura Gumi. I'm like,
and,
my god!
And this episode is brought to you by the flavored dragon fruit.
Well, there it is. And then she gets turned into this it's a very Scooby Doo glowing submariner looking thing that spits out fire, and
it's a dragon.
Yeah, sadly she is fighting it. She is fighting back.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like, because of like the specific hazard formula used, destroying the monster would also mean killing her off as well. But
I was racking my brain about that, because I was like, wait a minute.
In the previous episode, the gorilla dude survived.
Yeah, he survived. So I was like, wait, why can't she survive? And it's like, oh, what they did to her was like, yeah, if you kill the monster, then you kill her. Well, why didn't you do that to everyone else? Especially, well, no, that's the next episode, but you'll get what I mean when we get there.
Well, I mean, they gotta get that plot going somehow. We gotta have that.
You have to make us care about Chi-chan. That's what you gotta make us care about. Because no one cared for her in the Sakura Gumi commercials.
You cheated on her husband.
You cheated on him, and you lied to Banjo.
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with you?
He is for the streets.
And as she is dying, she reveals that the reason why she deceived him, the reason why she sent him to that apartment building, was because she was coerced to do so by someone named Narushima.
Narushima, yeah.
Yeah. But in her death, we got a new dragon, full bottle, and just as a memento, he gets it for safekeeping.
Which the power of Chi-chan and Sakura Gumis are now protecting him.
Yeah. So, what are you guys' thoughts on this episode? Because it really does continue where we left off, but in a way that's not like, oh, this is a 2-part episode.
No, it's 10. This it's like, I guess because of where the character. Even when I first saw this episode, I thought it was incredible, because I'm like, we're really doing this. We're killing off the love interest like that.
That fast.
Yeah.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
I like that risk, and I like where it's gonna go for Banjo.
But my man Banjo, just goddamn, someone give him a break. Like, the poor guy. And it's just like, I feel like, you know what? I know some people would be like, dude, screw her. She didn't love him. She didn't care about him. Like, no, she did. It's just that when you find out the circumstances of what happened, especially later on, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
People be shady in Kamen Rider.
Yeah. But this one is like, it's a damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So either or, it's just like, just the fact that she had that moment where, where Build was like preventing the fusion to happen again. It's like, like, okay. I should hate you, but I don't, because you're just as much as a victim as
Right.
everyone else is in this.
Yeah. How about you, Jared? Like, what are your thoughts on the episode?
No, yeah, this is still a 10. Like,
Yeah. Okay. How about you? So what's your score?
Again, I'm gonna go with a 9 because it just kept going. It's like it's that snowball effect
Yeah.
because it doesn't stop with the story. It's like there's something going on here, and it keeps on. We're like, well, you got introduced to her, and then now you get to Narashima, and then that
Mhm.
keeps going. I'm just like, it's a snowball effect. This thing is just
Right.
going.
Yeah, no, for me, like, yeah, no, again, like, this goes back to what I was saying earlier about the pacing. It's like, it's not like a standard, like, standalone plot where it's like, oh, you got a monster of the day, follow through formula like you do with, like, Sailor Moon and 95% of Super Sentai. But also, like, it doesn't follow the 2 episode storytelling that that Kamen Rider's been doing constantly ever since Kamen Rider Deno, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like ever since Deno, like every season had almost predominantly like 2 episode structure, 2 episode structure, 2 episode structure, 2 episode structure. You would have an occasional one-off episode, 2 episode, 2 episode, 2 episode, 2 episode, 2 episode, 2 episode. And don't get me wrong, when I was talking about like Blazar and God Chart, I was saying I liked the 2 episode structure, but the thing is that's me now in 2023. Like me back then, like in 2017, it's like I was kind of sick of it though. But like
they've done it so much in Sentai and Rider.
Yeah.
They even replicated it in Power Rangers Samurai, but not to a good effect.
Right. Yeah.
It's just no. Please go on.
No, it's like just now with modern eyes, and you can appreciate the structure a bit more.
Yeah. What's it called? Like with the pacing, I actually really liked it because like we expand a little bit more on the mysteries that were laid out in the first episode, but not so much that like basically what we ended up with Rian Johnson's Star Wars, where it's like, no, we answered every single question, like we can start anew with the next one. It's like, no. We still have some left over. But now we have
as they always say, less is more. Give them a taste, and it's gonna build up. It's like absolutely, this is getting interesting. I want to know what. So you're telling me that who you thought was in charge was not actually in charge? There's someone else,
right?
Or there's like who is this person? Who is this mysterious person? And also, what's their why? Why did they do this? Why did they frame him?
Yeah, because like we find out 2 different things about him. One, he's framed like he was framed to arrive at the scene of the crime to be sent to prison. But then he remembers that the same person was also the one that got him kidnapped to be experimented on. Yeah. So if we find this one link, we could answer a lot of questions.
Yeah. But is that link strong? Is it a strong link? We're not sure yet.
Ooh.
Next episode.
Right. Yep. Off to the next episode. And for me, I have to agree with you. This one's a 9 because it's not a bad episode. It just slows down the pace a little bit, but it maintains the correct slope. So like, it's good. We're good. Mm-hmm. So trying to figure out who not anything about Narashima, because turns out a lot of his information is falsified. We use the power of the internet.
God bless it.
Yeah.
And God bless Our Lady. Yeah. Like, always have faith in the Otomes to give the information that we need.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious how she has this whole network of simps just like watching her show, and then like she needs information, they immediately like hack all that information for her. And then she does like a wing thing, like
she just has to give the little ooh woo, and there you go. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
out here.
ladies and gentlemen, let's just say it and let it be known throughout the land. Okay, it's not the military that's going to stop the giant monster. It's not the big strong man. It's not the guns. It's not all that. You got to get to the deepest, darkest parts of Reddit and let them figure it out. It worked with Shin Godzilla. It worked with the Kamen Riders. It's working here with the Power of Idols.
Yes.
It ain't.
Yes.
It's not the mic.
I hate that he's right.
Tell me where I am lying. Where am I lying? Because I'm just
Never
like,
underestimate the power of the or the power
yeah.
of the
Because again, it's like take the quote from Shin Godzilla. We're taking all the geeks, dweebs, rejects, and all around pain of the ashes of the bureaucracy. I'm like, you pretty much are pulling every single hardcore dweeb and weeb from every anime convention to get this going. Because as anything, they may not go out as much, but they can find shit. Believe you me.
Yeah, and I love and you know, like freaking Sawa's like trying to like advance her career with the whole building. Like she freaking narrates his entire fight with a Hawk Smash, and it's like, yeah, I would say this: if someone was commentating on everything I'm doing,
I would get annoyed. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of those old shonen like animes, you know, like Saint Seiya or Captain Tsubasa, where you have like the guy who's just like narrating everything. I'm reading it, guy. I'm seeing it. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah,
Just the announcer, and he takes him from behind, and he slams him with his mighty fist. And it's like, okay, stop.
I'm tired.
Like Flint from Jungle Fury. Only he had, you know, pizzazz.
Yeah. You gotta have.
But also Flitz/Bay, like at least like his fly fist like allows him to like power up the Rangers by commentating on their fights.
Yeah,
they're legit getting a power boost by having an anthropomorphic fly filibuster for like 5 solid minutes.
As for the reporter girl, she's just narrating and weebing out.
Yeah,
I'm like she is no JR or Jerry the King Lawler. I'll tell you that right now.
It reminds me of that scene from that recent remake of Around the World in 80 Days with Steve Coogan and Jackie Chan, where Passepartout is like fighting a bunch of thugs, which by the way was not in the book, but whatever, because like it's Jackie Chan. Like of course you're gonna have to have fight scenes in it somewhere. It's like to the right. Oh, sorry, my right. Stop helping me!
That
was not the real cringiest part. The cringiest part was Arnold Schwarzenegger as an Indian prince. Like that was weird.
Well, not as crazy as Arnold's. Yeah. Not as crazy as Arnold's energy drink commercials back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But again, we got crazy things.
Oh yeah, I've seen his Japanese commercials.
Yeah. So we narrate the fight, and we get another smash, which turns out to be a woman.
Yeah,
it's a mother.
Yeah, he saved a mother and reunited her with her son. By a bunch of onlookers like, hey, I think he's trying to kidnap the mother.
Kidnap her. I'm like, you look at this guy with the bling bling and the gorilla motif, and you're really telling me he's the bad guy?
Yeah, it's like that one movie in the 90s. I forgot what movie it was, but there was this one dude who like thought, no, I just remembered. No, it was actually Back to the Future 2, which was in the 80s, where it's like the guy would like repeatedly say, hey, I think he stole his wallet. Hey, I think he stole his wallet. Hey, Biff, I think that guy stole your wallet.
Yeah, well, pretty much. And like our reporter girl was like, just like, no.
Bling, huh? Who's making orders? Frieza?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we have to find out a few things. So first of all, we find out the home, like where Narishima's family's from, which is in Saito. So we're crossing the border.
Ooh, we're literally doing it in the most stereotypical way that you could. Via a boat. Via a very. They say it's a shady boat.
Janky boat.
But they say it's a shady boat. But I'm like, looks like any other boat I've seen in the harbor.
That's what makes it cheating.
So I just love that there's apparently there's no way to cross the walls or anything like that. You're kind of just segregated there, but there's apparently a hole in the
ocean,
in the bay. I'm like, so what? Did that particular part of the wall, did it just short circuit or something?
I
Saltwater
would say like maybe there might be like something about like just like the mechanical wavelength of the water, like disrupting it at very specific sweet spot.
It just seemed to me, I was like, not to mention, I'm like, yeah, Bonjo had to dress up as an old lady. Oh, and he's like, no, I'm your grandpa. It's like you can't tell. It's like no, isn't that obvious? It's like, no, not really. Like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And
but before we get to that, we do find out two other things. So one, yes, as we mentioned before, to make it best match, it does have to involve combining an organic and inorganic. It's like Santa is like trying to figure out these physics formulas to figure out which two bottles make a best match. But like Bonjo does it on his first try.
Well, isn't it always the way, like, the smart people always overanalyze things, while like the plain Joe Schmo is like, well, what if we just do that? I mean, isn't that how his base thing is? Like, it can't be that simple, and it is that simple.
Yeah. It's like you got to be like water, simplicity.
It's all there, man. You just gotta figure it out. And I'm just like, but that again came out with Taka Gatlin, again, one of my favorites.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, putting a hawk with a Gatling gun. That's just just seems like that's a very American.
Very American.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as American as having a burger phone to become a cowboy superhero with a guitar gun thing in order to summon a giant bull motorcycle.
That is very Texas, and as you know, Texas is its own like country at this point.
I hate my cousin for ever imagining Cowboy Rangers during Gokaiju's run. He's like, "Oh, we did pirates. Why don't we do cowboys? You did this to us. You see what you did to us."
But the only thing that Star Ninja is missing is a baseball bat, because that's the one American stereotype that's missing from the character.
Well, that was Shinkenger in
Shurikenger had a baseball bat.
Yeah, but also remember the first cowboy in Sentai was in Kaku Ranger.
Actually, no, the first
Jiraiya.
I think he was a cowboy, but no, the first one was the second Battle Kozak, who is a Russian cowboy.
Oh, that's right, he was a Russian cowboy.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about ninja wise. Like, there's a theme going on there, because apparently you have a ninja team, you have to have something blatantly American.
Yeah, I do love how like Black Ninja from Kamen Rider does become Hayabusa in Dead or Alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also Kane. It's Kane. His name is Kane. He's
Kane.
Also Kane Kane. He comes he's an Ultraman, is he not?
Yeah, he was an Ultraman. Yeah.
But also he's also become a writer as well recently, if I remember right.
Did he? Oh yeah, in one of the movies.
Yeah, so it's like the trifecta right there.
Trifecta. So he, much like Blue Rescue, both have the full trifecta.
He's even fought in Godzilla too. So.
Yeah, full trifecta right there. Yeah. And we find out who is this mysterious scientist who got murdered, and it was this guy who was known as the Demon Scientist. And I'm pretty sure his significance will be non-existent for the rest of the season. Sure.
Don't we know him? Don't we go to cons with him?
Actually,
kind of looks like someone we know, doesn't it?
Actually, yeah. Actually, if you think about it, he kind of looked like our friend Kevin from back in the day. Like Kevin
Shouts
put
out
on.
to hey Kevin. Kevin hooked me up with meeting a lot of the people at Japan
Yeah.
World Heroes this year. He was the VP, definitely.
Yeah, like he
Tell
definitely looks
I
like
didn't
Kevin
want to
from
say
like years
names, but
ago.
you had to say it. So I was like, there you go, Kevin. Is
Shout
that
outs to Kevin.
you? Is that you? Are you the demon scientist, Kevin? I knew it.
I remember when I first met Kevin. He was dressed up as Momotaros at Anime LA, and I was Kintaros, and two of my former friends were Taros and Ryutaros. So all four
Yeah,
of us were like the Taros.
I remember
And
that time.
yeah, and our buddy from North California, I'm trying to remember his name because like it's been a while since I hung out with him, but he was Yuto. So like we had all five of us together.
Hell no.
So that was really fun. But yeah,
But-
so Sento did give them an opening by using his Hawk Gatling, and this was so cool. He's got
That
that whole
is so badass,
he's
especially
got
he's
that
got the
gyroscope thing.
the Gatling gyroscope thing. I was like, that's so badass. But also, as he's using this, he also invented the gun that he was using prior to being in that form.
Right.
See,
And that was
you can invent your weapons, not have them pop out of nowhere.
I
oh,
feel
that
like
just
this
like I was
go ahead.
like, I was waiting for them to like throw out a little like disclaimer, like now available at your local Toys R Us. Because I'm like, wait, don't those things show up like when they're transformed, not in their civilian forms?
Right, yeah.
But I'm like, there you go. It looks like a very awesome Nerf gun.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And no, I really like this form. It was really fun and
Very, very, very
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So and we do find out one more thing moving forward is wait, nope, wrong one, too far ahead. Clearly that screenshot got deleted. Nope, it didn't get deleted. I just did not make a screenshot for it. But basically we find out that we do find out that the Smash that he was fighting earlier in that episode was none other than Narishima. But before he had a chance to be to like take him in and question him, a mysterious snake Smash shows up and reclaims him.
Ain't that just like, dude? You totally kicked ass, and then out of nowhere, you just get like the backstab
from behind. Yeah,
and it's just like, and then you just see this poor balding Japanese man just get swallowed
by a
literally
giant snake.
By a giant snake, which is the most disturbing thing. It's just like, that's oof. That,
When that
but
happens.
it's ain't it always the way though? Like, ain't it always the way you're about to interrogate the guy, and next thing, something always has to just come in, like just some giant snake has to come in and just take your token information away.
Yeah, your informant, your bit of your only lead.
I'm like, it must be a regular thing in Japan because I'm like, they have a real big snake problem. Like it happens so.
I mean, if you remember in Dragon Ball Z when they summoned Shenron, everyone's like panicking, but then the police officer was like, Gojira, 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 Gojira. Oh, Gojira.
Mm-hmm.
It's like giant Chinese Avalon dragon, scary. Dinosaur-like dragon made of nuclear energy. Just another Tuesday.
Yes, and it's Japan, man. Are you really that surprised?
I'm not, but yeah. But I do love how Austin Powers and Inspector Gadget both made that kind of reference about Gojira. It's like I left Japan for this versus it's Gojira. It may look like Gojira, but it is national copyright. It is not. Yatta.
No, it's still.
Shout out to Brian T for that. Jesus.
Yeah. But again, yeah, no, he got away. He got away after beating him, and we get to the boat because obviously Banjo and the reporter are going to find his family.
Yeah, in Sato.
Sato.
Yeah, so I'm actually loving this part because like because this means that we're setting up for world building in the following episode, because we know that this whole Faust conspiracy thing is spreading, like, not just like, oh, locally, it's through all of Toto, and
is it spreading, or has it already, or has it
it
always
has already
been
been there. Yeah, it's been spread out. Yeah. And also, like, because like we see this like giant wall, we only see Toto at this point. It's like it does make you curious. Like, are Sato and Hokuto like any different, like in terms of infrastructure, societal standards, attire, food, like all kinds of things, you know? Like, that's the interesting thing about being walled up. It's like you want to know what's going on the other side.
Oh, that's crazy. That's just like, wait, it's only Japan. This happened to Japan. It didn't happen anywhere else in the world. I'm
Well,
like,
I would speculate that especially moving forward to like what we learn about the Pandora's box, like further down the show. But I think you could even surmise this conclusion even this early on in the show. It's like, what if like the wall only scattered this much because of like maybe like the hand that touched the box only touched it for a short amount of time, so there was like not enough time to like completely split up the rest of the world. Probably
that would be too much.
Yeah, because it does make me wonder, like, how long was his hand on the box before like that other guy like pulled it away?
That was long. It was long enough that it separated Japan into three parts. So
yeah, yeah. So the question is, like, what would happen if he was able to keep his hand on there longer?
Then what parts of the world would be split from each other?
Mm-hmm.
And would it be like, and would it still be in the three-way, or would it make a bunch of different, like,
cracks?
You know, kind of like a beehive type of motif, you know, like spread out, but just like kind of in those octagonal like areas. Who knows? Hexagonals.
Yeah. I mean, it would make more sense if the world was split into giant triangles, like, you know, like in a icosahedron sort of pattern. But given the angle at which Japan was split, it would be kind of funny though if it was just the right angle to split the United States from Mexico, because it's like. Because like then it's like, oh, look at that, my plan worked, and we didn't even have to make any new jobs for the construction. Didn't have to not mine any new materials. Things are going great. I swear.
It just is. Yeah, no, but apparently there's still gaps in the freaking wall. Still, yeah. I mean, we're going to Sato right now. That's where we're going, and it's all thanks to our proprietor of the boat. The woman that they saved.
Yeah. No, and actually, I like the fact that woman was involved, because karma is Newtonian. For every action that you perform, it ripples to equitable actions. Sorry, reactions.
Yeah. So it was like, wait, lady, you're trafficking people across the border? What? Okay.
Well, I would be surprised, because think about it. Like, where are people in general at the time before the wall, like, erected? Because what if like you have like a parent, like moving away to like a different part of Japan for work related reasons, and like they leave their like family and children behind at a different part of Japan. It just so happens that those two parts of Japan are separate from each other at this point, because of the wall. So like naturally, it's like you want to get back to your family somehow.
Well, yeah. But how they make it sound, it's just like, are there guards at these walls? Not like you guys could do anything with the wall. I mean, like no one.
Yeah,
can
you'd
do
think it would be some kind of coast guard, if anything.
Yeah, but apparently not. So like, no, the wall's there. We can't do anything about it. So we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, and there is mention like at some point between episodes 3 and 5, like I don't know like when exactly this happened, but it was episode 3 where like where like turns out where Gentoku is actually the son of the prime minister of Toto, and Gentoku like advised his father to build up the military just in case we have to like invade the other two. Yeah. But it's like no, we'll only build our army just enough for self-defense and nothing else. Well, I mean, at least he's living by the code.
Have you looked at that woman who was in the council? She looks like she's ready to fucking kill somebody.
Yeah.
There's some. I think you should pay attention to your. You should pay attention to your son, Prime Minister, because look at that face and tell me that's not someone who's conniving and scheming over there.
Meanwhile, the Sato Prime Minister seems a little too nice.
Yes, he's too nice.
Yeah. So between one woman who is clearly
evil,
and a man who seems a little too nice, I don't know if I would trust these two people. So maybe the Prime Minister of Toto should have listened to his son because
he should. He seriously should.
Yeah, because like for all you know, maybe one of these two other countries is going to invade your country, and then while they're fully deployed, the other country is going to invade that country. Kind of like what's happening in Nikasopa right now.
Nikasopa. That was a good episode.
Yep. So before we move on, scores for this episode, I give it a 10. Like this, like.
It was a 10. There was equal amounts of action and comedy, and it was very well placed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So episode 4 starts off with Night Rogue, who did introduce himself in episode 2, and we do find out is actually Gentoku in disguise. Like he's harassing the manga Smash. It's like, hey, you know what it's like to be experimented on twice? So I was like wondering, is this someone who's already been experimented on or someone who's about to be experimented on again? You know, like you got fried beans and then you got refried beans.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just keeps it's ridiculous how it's just like, wait, there's a worser step than this? There's what could be worse?
Yeah, and you guys gotta wonder, like did you guys wonder like who this guy might be? I mean the comic book, the manga Smash. Like, did you guys figure out right away who it was, or like, did you get me a minute?
To me, it was kind of obvious because I was like, wait, but it did look different though. It was like, wait, it's a totally different creature than that was in the previous episode.
Yeah.
So it's like, when they experiment on people, it's not like in Forza where it's like, you know, they use the switches and it's like last one, and this one's the one that's like the upgraded, like this is the badass version. This is no. There's like, yeah, you were a hedgehog, but now you're like a shark or something. It's like the worst case scenario for you. Like, wait,
It kind of reminds me of like those memes about like Pokemon evolution versus Digimon evolution, where like in Digimon evolution, it's like you got like a snake, then you got a T-Rex, and then you got a fridge with a Gatling gun. But Sento does. Give me a second. Yeah. So Sento does inform Gentoku, which, by the way, we didn't mention, but Sento did try to get a job working as a scientist at the Toto facility, and then he points out that looking at the footage from the incident, turns out there's 6 panels surrounding the box. And 2 of those panels are definitely missing, and they're both green panels. Do they know what's going on? Turns out, 3 years ago, these 2 panels were stolen.
Dun dun dun.
We don't know what happened with the other panels, but it's not even a question. But we know for sure that, like the other 2 panels belong to the other 2 principalities, because, like, why would they be green, red, and blue?
Yeah, that's a perfect color scheme, obviously.
Yeah, and obviously Bonnie Premium is going to introduce a white and a black one later on, but we're not going to get to that right now. But But so we finally get to Sato, and yeah, it's weird. It's known as the one that's focusing on the economy, and a lot of people seem to be very low income in that area. So
It's very much the slums. Like
yeah,
even looking at it, it was like very rural, very like just kind of the projects almost, but not really. It's like people get by. That's the vibe I got off. Look, it wasn't like the slums.
right. Yeah, and we do meet Narishima's family, and we especially
Oh,
meet the
his
little girl
daughter.
with the cat's cradle. It was adorable. Like
What is it with Japanese children, especially little girls, that are just like they just melt your heart when you see them, like just how adorable that they are playing and the innocence just that's there. I'm just like,
Yeah,
I feel like
especially since Banjo was just like dead set on like beating the crap out of her dad.
yeah. He was so dead set, but it's like this little girl just melted that all away. It's like, my daddy's great. My daddy is just like, and for anyone who's a parent who like who watches this or anything, it's just like it feels because like your children
Yeah,
see you as their parent. They don't. I mean, the whole how the world sees you. That's what you project out there. But the children, they don't. They just
yeah,
see their parents. Which I'm like, be as it may with this guy. It's she still sees her father that taught her how to do cat's
yeah.
cradle and do all that stuff. So I'm just like, oh, this is either going to be so sweet or super sad with this little
Mhm.
girl.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not much that happens in this episode in terms of quantity. It's more of an issue of quality.
The
But
Great
yeah,
Escape.
yeah, the
Feel that's what
Great Escape. Like,
the Great Escape.
even one of the robots is like about to like blow up, and then like they pull.
Do not tell me that you were not on the edge of your seat when they're like, okay, yeah, we're almost there, and then the Sentinels show up, and
Okay,
again, they're like they point out, wait, these aren't government Sentinels, these are Faust Sentinels. I'm like, yeah, obviously
it's weird how they look alike.
they look alike, and they're going around, and they're just like, and then one just like they get in the car, they do like a whole like baby driver thing where the reporter comes in, just get in the car, and you got to do the get
Coach
the
me if you
whole
want to live.
yeah the whole Terminator thing, and then they go off, and then this dumb droid just latches itself onto the roof, and you see the timer. Like, why did you need to put a timer? I mean, I get it for suspense, but could you not just blow yourself up? There has to be a
Immediately.
timer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and then they pull a water world basically.
yeah, but I love how like how Bonjo's just yelling at our token boat driver and his ridiculously hot wife to like start the boat, and I'm like, how far are you that you could clearly tell them that to start the boat? It's an Indiana Jones thing. It's like, start the plane, Charlie, start the plane.
And then as soon as like it gets airborne, they like roll out. They roll out of the
Yeah,
car, land on the
he
boat.
I've driven boats, and I'm like, okay, I know the disbelief. I'm like, it would take a lot longer than that to what he did to like get that boat moving, but
Yeah,
he did, and just everyone is like, all right, now we jump, and they jump, and then the minivan just gets in the water and blows up. I'm like, this is a kids show. They were really cutting it close about everyone being blown up. Oh, well, there you go. The
imagine if like
great
RPM was every season.
Yeah, the Great Escape right there. It's like, there you go, man. And so they go off, they get on the boat back to where they come from, and
Yeah,
now here we are again with the battle between the manga. I just call them the block smash, because I didn't see the manga.
oh, smash.
Yeah, and they're
And
going.
he's bigger
He literally he pulled a Sentai. He grew big.
Yeah.
That doesn't normally happen in Kamen Rider.
It's like, magic rod, make my smash grow.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on here? It's like, are we doing a go-onger where they do the whole smoke thing and he just grows big? And I'm like, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
And we get a brief reappearance of Bloodstark.
Yeah.
Introduce himself. Like we do see the name in the previous episode, but we don't actually get to meet him.
What night was it? Nightshade? Is that the bat one? What was his name?
The bat one is Night Rogue.
Night Rogue. Okay, I was like,
Yeah,
Night Rogue had been dropping about stock about stock, and he was just like, "Wait, who is he talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, it's that guy." Yeah. So I was like, "Okay," and again, just great style that he has.
Yeah. He's very stylish.
Very stylish with the purple and reds, going around knowing that he is very toxic, very venomous. But
and those pipes look like a scarf that he's like wearing around his neck. It's like it's really well designed.
They really got creative with the suits.
Yeah, very Dolce & Gabbana of him.
Yeah, I was like, I always thought Gaim with how they looked, it was very like fashionable, very like. But no, these suits were like very like they were so bougie.
Yeah.
They're so bougie.
Yeah, but using the Gorilla Diamond and the vacuum, he was able to fight back against Monster. And turns out that monster was Narashima all along. So this time, for real this time, we got Narashima back. But he has no memories. Does he remember his daughter?
He got a case of plot convenience of amnesia. And it's just like, again, my boy Bonjo over here, like, dude, you can testify. I didn't do it. And it's like he's thinking that he's bullshit. I'm like, does this man look like he's lying? He doesn't even know where he is. He doesn't even know who he is.
But more importantly, he also knows that he can't take out his anger on someone who doesn't remember that they wronged him.
Yeah, it's like what would be the point in that? Not to mention, it's like right as he's about to do it, his family shows up.
Yeah, and the little girl's like, "I made Cat's cradle for you." It's like, and he doesn't even remember his own daughter. But what really melts my heart though is how Sento does that light bulb experiment where it's like, his copper his copper plate just burnt out, but if you insert a new copper plate, you can make new memories with your dad, and all of a sudden he'll have new memories, and it might rekindle his old memories.
Yeah,
so cute.
It's pretty much just like, just keep at it, just keep reminding him about things, and at that point I'm like, well, Bonjo, you can't be mad at him, you can't be upset with him anymore.
Yeah,
you're back to square one. God damn it.
Yeah, but Narashima does recognize that a piece of the wall at their home base that's holding the full bottles looks very similar to something he saw in the laboratory.
Yes.
And that's when they realize this is one of the missing panels of the Pandora's box.
One of the magical MacGuffins that just like we have been talking about. Miraculously is here, but you must ask yourself why and how.
Guys, I think Master might be a villain. Bum 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 bum.
Master's a villain? No, he's so stylish.
And now the thrilling conclusion. Kawaita Sakebiga Totoke Fly Tire Game. I'm sorry, I had to do that Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0.
Although, you know what I loved also is just the fact that before we go, Mai was like, like they started questioning her about it. And then it's like, here comes Master coming back, and she's just like there, just like, yeah, he's over there. And you just see him just wailing on the wall. Just like start just going to town, and it's like Master's like, "What are you doing? Stop!" And he pulls it out, and it's just like, "What is this?" It's like, the missing
stucco, man. You don't repair stucco. What are you doing?
What is this gimmick that is sold for $19.99 at your local Toys R Us to hold all your bottles? You know what this is.
I'm pretty sure it's $30 on Bandai Premium.
Well, either or. Well, we're doing the U.S. to yen, the rates,
Yeah.
So it probably is $20 for us.
Actually, I'm looking up the. I'm actually gonna look up the prices if anyone at all is still selling them.
Oh
Let's see.
God, no! You know that they're selling for ridiculous prices now. They don't
Oh
make
yeah,
them.
yeah. No, someone has the full set with the black and white panels for $663.
You are no. As much as I will say, like I would want that, but I'm like, come on, you got to work with me with the price. There's no way. Well, they don't make these anymore. Like I'm pretty sure I can get the plans and 3D print it.
Mm-hmm.
Here are some individually sold panels for $64.85, but with a $28 delivery fee.
Oh hell no! That's how they get
Oh,
you.
here's a fun one.
Nuts,
Here's one.
man.
Oh, here's one that has like all 6 panels with all 60 bottles and here, check this out, for $555.
And people say Toko Collectibles is ripping people off. I'm like, man, I tell you, I would pre-order no problem. At least I know I'm getting a fair price for it. But you go on eBay, you go on any of these for this Toko stuff, and it's like, bro, who gave you this price?
Yeah, like for new stuff, I pretty much go to like Toe Collectibles, but like
we're
for,
not
like,
sponsored, by the way.
We're not sponsored by them.
But if you want to, Toko Collectibles, we're ready to sell out. We're ready to. What, Mr. S, CS Toys, we're ready to sell out.
And yes, and for like older stuff, I definitely want to keep an eye out for Mr. S's, Instagram to see like what finds they get every Thursday. Because honestly, Mr. S is how I got the first 9 Zords from Bokenger back in 2022, like on my 30th birthday, like freaking like I got from him I bought all 9 of those Zords.
Mr. S
and Perfect Sector.
Outside your stuff.
I think for Mr. S, I got a few rare things, but definitely. But no, we pulled off the panel from the wall, and now Master's looking at him like, you just ripped my wall. Yeah, but who are you, sir? Who are you, you fashionable sir?
It's like it's like
beat you to break my wall.
It's like you smashed my wall and you still haven't paid the rent. I told you I'll pay the rent when you close the damn door.
Also, it's like if Maya's his daughter, how many times has she been like locked up and chained up, and you still haven't paid the rent? Just seriously, you'd be a Bonjo. Stop it. Stop tying up the idol.
Yeah. All right. So like, what are you guys' final thoughts on episode 4 and your scores?
You broke a man's wall. That should be the comment right there. You ripped his wall.
You ripped it. It's still a 10 though, because like, come on, mystery, tension.
Yeah. We're building up here. It's like, wait, so is Master really a bad guy? It can't be. Yeah. Not this early in the series.
Yeah, so for me, no, this is also a 10 for me. So we got a 10, a 9, and 2 10s for me as far as first 4 episodes go, because we got the tension, we got the epic like chase sequence, we got an explosion, we got a giant fight, but not too giant, and we got some mystery and suspense, and it's so fantastic, and we end on a cliffhanger that's just makes you wanting more. And this is where I've come to realize that Build was the best season, in my opinion, since Forza. Like,
yeah, in terms of story-wise and building, definitely.
I'm not saying. Look,
talking about now.
I know what you're thinking. Wait, what about Drive X8 and Gun? They're good, but I did not enjoy them as much as Forza. But Build was definitely on Forza's or higher level is what I'm saying. It's like if you're gonna make a sinusoid of like how much you enjoy every season, it's like the maxima of Forza is the highest maxima you'll find for a while until you get to build. Are there other maximas in between? Yes, but none of them will be as high as Forza's until you get to build.
I love
And
me some Forza, but
it's like, don't get me wrong. I like Gaim, I like Drive, I like X8, but I did not enjoy them as much as I like to build. And again, this is where I've come to realize that episode 4 is where I've come to realize why I'm enjoying build so much so far. The tone and pacing is like that of Kabuto.
It is building it.
Yeah. It's got I haven't felt like I experienced a season of Kamen Rider in this way since Kabuto. Because like Denna, good season, but the pacing and tone was different. Kiva, I liked it even more than Denna, but it was
shots fired. Shots fired right there for all the Denno fans.
It's like, don't get me wrong, I still love Denno, but Kiva hit me harder, especially on the second
It's
one.
the same with me, but again, people like Kiva was so boring, and I'm like, what were you watching?
Decade, no one's favorite season.
Oh, the gauntlet has been thrown. I'm with you. I don't really like Decade either. The suit or the writer, but I'm just like, dude, he's such an asshole.
That's the point.
I know that's the point, but it's like everyone's like always on Decade, and I'm like, and then we go into Double,
and everyone's loving Double.
Everyone's loving Double,
and then
they still cry to this day. They still cry to this day.
They're not New Yorkers. You gotta remember, a-holes are a dime a dozen out here. So if I find a writer that's an a-hole, I'm gonna like him the most. That's why I like Ukiyo Ace, because like, he's an a-hole. But we get that.
So Torch Tiger, I love that episode. the one where Bulk and Skull are reading those Beetleborg comics.
Oh boy.
But yeah, no, like WOs and Forza, they're fantastic seasons, but let's not fool ourselves. They they both do 2 episodes, reset, 2 episodes, reset, 2 episodes, reset. But to Oz's credit, it doesn't completely reset like W and Forza do. Like there are consequences that lead into the next episode, but still 2 episodes structured. And again, keep in mind, 20.
Well, you gotta keep up with Best Bird Husbando and his wife Eiji, because no joke. I mean, O's is one of my favorite series, but I have never seen like a very large fan base of females who like Tokusatsu, and they're all like all the Onk Eiji stuff that I've seen.
Uncle AJ, Uncle AJ, Uncle AJ.
Yeah, it's like
Gentaro, what are you doing here? I don't know. I bet neither of you can fight.
It's like what? So Hina, it's like Hina was just there to keep everyone happy, but it's like the true relationship is Onk and Eiji, and I'm like, yeah.
You know what's funny? If Jared wasn't here, like you and I got the red and purple thing going.
Yeah.
But since Jared is here, that means we got a Zapper Zaku thing going, Grappler Goof, and Destroyer Dom.
Well, we got red, blue, purple. There you go.
Yeah, like a Superior Defender Gundam Force. Yeah, like Zapper Zaku, Grappler Goof, and the Destroyer Dom. But yeah, no, like it. But yeah, so like for me, it's like I really enjoyed the pacing because it's continuous story pacing, which again I haven't seen since Kabuto. Kabuto had like 1 or 2 resets along the way, like the episode with a girl with amnesia and he needed to make that miso soup to make her remember. Okay, that one had a reset, but the point is continuous storytelling. I haven't seen that since Kabuto, and I'm loving it.
All
All right. Yeah. So I guess it's tens across the board for this one then.
Mhm.
All right. So last one. Let's just go right through it. There's mainly two. Actually, no. There's three things about episode 5. The first one is getting that cliffhanger out of the way, and it has gotten in the way of a little too quickly. Basically, turns out the reason why he had that panel is because he was the astronaut from the opening title sequence all along.
He's from the Power Rangers title sequence.
Yeah.
He
opened he opened the dumpster. Yeah.
He opened the dumpster. Yeah.
He opened the dumpster.
He opened
Pretty
the
much. Yeah. Pretty much. That's why. But instead of releasing Witch Madonna, he set up a wall.
Yeah. Oh man, I could make so many American politics jokes about that, but yeah. I mean, because you mentioned Madonna specifically, but yeah. Okay, so it turns out it's like, do you think someone as stylish as me could be a villain? Of course, that makes me want to. But isn't one of the villains very stylish already?
Cuger. There you go.
Look at Dio Brando.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Let's look at Ecliptor. Like, if we're just gonna stick to Sentai.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? If we're gonna stick to just Kamen Rider, let's look at Nagdava Zeba. Like, freaking the main villain from Kuga looked pretty stylish, if I do say so myself.
That's what all these shows are, pretty much just stylish people, and they're villains. Yeah, of course they are.
Main villain from Kabuto was pretty much wearing a Gucci jacket.
Look at Ankh. Look at Ankh. He was a villain. I mean, say what you will, he was a villain. He was, he was doing for his own selfish needs. But look at him, stylish as all hell.
Yeah, or Baron. Look at him. Like, he's got that black decade duster. Yeah.
But it's like, could someone as stylish like me be a villain? Yes, you could.
In fact, I suspect you more because you're stylish.
It's like, when you got Dulce Gabbana money, you gotta be evil.
You stylish like that, and you're running a little cafe like this? Nah, something's up.
Yeah, something's up. And don't think I'm gonna get distracted by that Starbucks apron you got there.
Wait, who's got the Starbucks apron?
So we find out that this weirdo with the crooked teeth used to be roommates with some has been not rock star that Senta looks suspiciously a lot like, and it is possible that guy's Ataro is who Senta was before he lost his memory. Oh yeah, did we mention he lost his memory? Well, he lost his memory. Okay, now you guys know. By the way, I love all the T-shirts that we see throughout this season because in episode 2, Banjo had a T-shirt that says, "On social media, you looked a lot better."
Yeah,
Speaking of
that was the thing I noticed when I was in Japan years ago, and even that's still a thing that goes on today. It's like, you ever just go on those, like, just Americans walk up to Japanese, like, do you know what it says on your shirt, or what it's saying? And they're like, no. I mean, it says this, but like, a friend of mine says, like, no, what it means is, like, there was a girl who was wearing a shirt that said, like, straight diarrhea on her shirt, and I'm like, what? You bought it at a department store?
I'm guessing
who is? And a lot of these riders, more of the riders, like just the shirts you see on them, like, that's very random. It's a very random.
Yeah. So, like, right here, it's like it's like you got another shirt right here. You can't really see from the shot, but I remember it was like, you must understand Midori or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it's a funny joke if, like, I got to see the shirt more clearly. But the thing is, I feel like this kind of foreshadows certain running gags later in the season that I'm not going to spoil for Steve.
No, I got experience myself.
Well, here's a spoiler. Episode 1, Banjo shirt was sold on Premium Bandai.
And what? And
You
that's
mean a bland shirt?
With
From
holes
it-
in it. Yes. Yes.
That-
A bland shirt with holes in it was sold on Premium Bandai. I'm not
Wow.
joking.
Wow, they'll just sell anything.
I'm not gonna
It's
go
so accurate.
I'm not gonna go into like all the things I hate about a certain rapper, but I remember said unnamed rapper once sold plain white T-shirts for $5,000. I'm like, you seriously gonna buy a T-shirt, plain white T-shirt, for $5,000?
It's because he's a genius, man. That's why. If you can take nothing and make it into something, say what you will. You're a genius in my book. I'm like,
I
what-
feel like spending $30 on a Bella Delphine's bathwater would have been a better investment, and I'm not even into that.
I'm kind of upset. I had an opportunity to do that, but just for the novelty of it, I was like, this cannot be real, and just to put it on the shelf of oddities. But it's like, I'm glad I didn't. But I'm pretty sure something like that exists.
Yeah, no, I love how like Vlad, that influencer, like who dresses up as an e-girl, like he even made a lot of jokes about like, would you like to buy my bathwater?
That's all. I mean, just the fact that Jason's to say like, oh yeah, Bonjo's plain shirt, premium on Bandai. I'm like, how much? Do we remember how much it was going for?
I honestly don't remember.
Probably $70 at least.
Like if it hit the 3 digits, I'm like, at that point, you're no.
You're dumb.
It was a whole ordeal back then. Of like, people bought it too.
Yeah. I remember hearing like that was a thing going on Discord and on Reddit. They were like, can you actually believe people could go to Walmart and buy Bonjo's shirt, but there are people buying it on Bandai Premium for like X amount of dollars?
It's like okay, you know what's funny is I remember Bandai Premium was selling the jackets from Q Ranger for like $200-$300, and even if I could drop that kind of money, they wouldn't have it in my size because keep in mind I lost weight since 2017, which by the way we are going back to like what we were talking about before about the first Japan World Heroes. But anyways, but like there's like. But on freaking AliExpress, like you could get it for $70. Actually,
which jacket was it?
Q Ranger. Like the uniforms.
Oh, yeah, Q Ranger. Okay, I was like, wait.
It wasn't even AliExpress. It was some seller like right here on Facebook. but like $70 US. Like that's cheap. Compared to like $300+ and they had it in 2XL, which is American 2XL. So it's like, yay, I can wear it. Now it's like a little big on me because I went down 2 shirt sizes since then, but I could still wear it if you could get past that vinegar smell.
Yeah.
All
right.
But yeah, so running gag, the t-shirts. Keep those keep an eye on those.
Keep an eye on the shirts, people.
Yeah.
Banjo
shirt. Dang.
$60.
$60.
$60 and it's just a plain torn up white shirt.
With dirt.
Yeah, the dirt that's that imported Japanese dirt.
Yeah, it's like, and also the dirt stains are shot for shot screen accurate.
Again, Japan is an island, people. There's not much dirt to go around.
Yeah, there's a lot of Banjo shirts. I will say that.
But that's because Banjo is fashionable. What are we seeing here?
Okay, so a bunch of construction workers are attacked by Faust Guardians, and they are immediately stopped by Toto Guardians. But turns out the Toto Guardians were Smash Guardians all along.
Oh my god!
What a crazy plot twist! And of course, like we are finally formally introduced to Bloodstark. Yes, he's a snake, and he's a jerk. That's all we know. Yeah.
Really? I could not have guessed.
No. I mean, like he did swallow
He-
guy number
he-
3.
Yeah, that could be an eel.
Could
How
be
dare you? How dare you assume it's species? But anyway, it's I love it. I love his style. It's like the reds, the purples, and especially the kind of a aqua bluish green visor that he has.
Yeah.
Really makes it pop that he is.
No, I
he is
love that
poisoned.
color combo. Like, I mean, that's part of the reason why I have like this color right here at the bottom of the screen because it's like
It's one of those things. I remember when I was in Japan. I went to Ikebukuro. I went to the Kamen Rider diner, and like they had a poster of him, of Bloodstark, along with a couple people from X-Aid. And I was just like, "Who is this guy? Who I don't know anything about him." But it was so interesting to see. I was like, "Wow, very very interesting."
Kamen Rider the Diner.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, no.
yeah,
I really want to try their honeydew parfait that they had there at one point.
I had the wizard Kamen Rider wizard pizza with like especially like chicken mayonnaise pizza.
Chicken mayonnaise. I mean, I get
Oh.
I get the mayonnaise part. I get the mayonnaise part because
Yeah.
of Kamen Rider Beast, but like seriously?
You know what? It's for us in America. You know the Japanese look at us like, wait, you're eating bread with milk. That was actually a thing that people told me. I was like,
Yeah, milk bread.
yeah, milk
That
with
is a
bread.
thing. That
That
is
is
a
a
thing.
thing. But to them, it's like they would never do that. They're like,
Right.
no, like just wait, like what kind of bread? It's like, bread. So it's like again, it's just like that's just what I mean. The combinations of the Kamen Rider Diner were actually very interesting, just like especially with like build themed drinks.
Now you're probably wondering how much do I enjoy honeydew? Let this picture answer your question.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, we always made that joke back in the day, with a group of people that would remain nameless, where what's his name, Bravo, Metal Yoshida. Like I would do like one of us would do an impression of him and be like, "Ooh, Takatora, you got some very lovely melons." By which I'm talking about your Loxies.
Now right there.
Those are some very lovely melons.
Right there.
To be fair, if you like I said, Takatora is in that show, Fishbowl Wives.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bravo was not far off. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
One of my favorite things about Go Kaiger 10 years later was the fact that Metal Yoshida showed up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. But I'm looking at these old photos. I'm like, man, I want to show these, but we would get sidetracked by that. But sadly, the best friend, he gets knocked out very, very not so child friendly kind of way by Bloodstark, and is turned into a smash. Like freaking, like he's like on screen, man. And look, we saw that God chart.
Bloodstark is an asshole through and through. Like how he like, yeah, this is a guy that you're not supposed to like.
Right. Yeah, and he straight up tells Sento, like straight up, it's like, just so you know, I turned your friend into a smash, and just so you know, if he dies, he dies. So now
again, what? It's like what's your vendetta against my boy Banjo? What are you? What did he do? Like you're killing everyone he knows.
Mm-hmm. And it's like it's like if it wasn't bad enough that like Bill was already a fugitive for like helping out Banjo escape, but like now freaking but now like he has to add more to his notoriety by helping a smash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the smash goes rabid, and of course, like we go into our Lakers form, and just like Kobe and Shaq in the 2002 All-Stars, he pretty much kicked butt. But before anything else can happen, freaking Banjo just like pulls a Vegeta on Trunks,
Ah,
Yeah.
and then he releases him back to the wild, hoping to find Faust's base. And that's where the episode ends.
Again, to be continued. God damn.
Yeah, that is one heck of an episode. So, what are you guys' thoughts?
I mean, I'm basically the Ty Dillinger here until I find a bad episode. And spoiler alert, ain't no bad episode in Build.
Yeah,
There you go. It's been said, people. It has
yeah.
been said. The mic has been dropped.
I'm gonna struggle to find an episode that's 8 or lower. Like there might be a 9. There might be several 9s like down the line, but I am pressed to find 8s. Like freaking Ghost, like you could expect 6s and 7s, but here it's like at Build, it's like good luck, Chuck.
It really is, especially for me being a newbie to this to Build. I'm just like, what is going on, and why is it every week I am waiting for next week to happen so I can know what's going on?
Yeah. So it actually is a kind of interesting experience for you, isn't it? Because it's like you could watch a show once a week and just like want to know what happens next because like, you're so excited, or you can just like binge watch the whole thing all at once. But like right now, you're in a situation where it's like you're somewhere in the middle.
I'm in the middle. Yeah, but it kind of takes me back to when the whole Rider Sentai kick happened for me, and it's like it's kind of like I was at the very top of the popularity when Gokaiger and O's were happening.
Same.
But if
that's when you and I met.
yeah, I can only imagine like if I had decided to come back to watching Toko regularly instead of sporadically and being on Build, I would have been buying the drive, I would have been buying the bottles, I would have been just like, going crazy on Build because that's just how the show is right now. I'm like I'm simply watching. I might if I find a couple of Build things here and there, I might consider purchasing something, but I've not looked into it that like I really want that. I'm enjoying the story, the build, because it's again a snowball effect. We're like, dude, it hasn't ended. It's still going.
Yeah.
What is this story? And the whole like, well, Bonjo, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, man? What's going on? Right now, it really is that. That's why I'm just like, can I binge watch it? I probably will.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably binge watch it.
Yeah.
And then from there, go on to the next on my list of things I need to catch up on.
So, supplementary question for you, Steve, specifically because you're the only one of us who's like watching it for the first time. What do you think is going to happen in the next 5-episode batch?
Oh my god! Besides Bonjo crying again, that's the thing. He is crying a lot in this show. That's
where we got the inspiration for Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah, he's like the tough guy, but he's got a soft heart and he's always like, in tears. So it's gonna be a roller coaster ride in terms of like what the box is and what's going on. In terms of the stock and night, if I remember right, they're there, but there's others that appear. It's just gonna keep just like the show it is. It's gonna build. It keeps building up. So I'm assuming it's gonna get a lot worse and very dramatic before it gets better.
Yeah. So any final thoughts from either of you and your scores out of 10?
I have nothing to say. this show is great, and I honestly just want. I mean, I want this. I want just this climax for the mid-season to happen in Gotchard. That's my
Yeah.
wishful thinking.
Right. Yeah, like for me, like I'm really enjoying it. And again, like I already said it back when we were like breaking down episode 4, like the pacing does it for me. Like the pacing is fantastic. It's one continuous story. And again, like making that comparison to Kabuto, which was the first season I watched, it made me feel nostalgic. It reminded me of why I love Kamen Rider. I mean, it's like even if you have like really good seasons, you still feel like you're sort of like going through certain motions. Even if you're engaging with the characters and with the plot and the gimmick toys and everything, you're still like to a certain extent like going with emotions. Oh, I'm gonna watch the next episode every Tuesday when I have access to the subtitles. But like this season, like made me just demand the next episode, and I haven't really enjoyed and I wouldn't enjoy Kamen Rider this much again until 01, and then again at Geats. So like, like this level of enjoyment of Kamen Rider for me is very sporadic, unfortunately. And again, I'm not hating on any of the seasons, but yeah, like I want to have that level 10 enjoyment of it. That Kabuto and O's and Build and Geats gave me. Like those are fantastic seasons. And yeah, as for this episode, I definitely give it a 10 because even though it's like part 1 of a 2-parter, sort of like it's kind of a 2-parter, it's still like focuses on the overarching story. It doesn't pause.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys' scores?
10.
Is it 10?
10. Okay, we're unanimous on episode 5. 10. 10's all around. All right, guys. So, what do you guys think of the episodes? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Like, did you already watch the season and enjoyed it, or like, are you gonna watch it?
Here's the right questions. Did you love this season? Did you love this season? And if you didn't love this season, why is your opinion wrong on that?
He called him out.
I'm slightly kidding. Y'all have your own opinion.
Let's see the comments. Let's see what the people have to say.
Okay, Triple XYZ says, I am so excited. Sorry, that's the wrong season. Excited from Exade.
Yeah.
but we love the enthusiasm regardless. Build was a fantastic season. I'm glad you are doing this one. Well, don't thank us. Thank the roulette that we did on our final episode of Amazon.
It could have landed on like Shin Kamen Rider.
I mean, Shin Kamen Rider wasn't on the list because it is one of the movies. Actually, both Shin Kamen Riders are the movies.
Yeah.
But one Shin Kamen Rider is canon to the main universe.
That is true.
Well, the other one is just not.
I mean, on Scrub Club we did review Shin Kamen Rider, Zetsuo, J, Kamen Rider World, Kamen Rider the First, and Kamen Rider the Next. So we did those 5 movies plus 1 special. So, if we will revisit them, it might be a while, but those were really fun to review. And check out the SoundCloud for Scrub Club if you want to check out those reviews right now. Okay, long man.
Yeah, I knew someone was gonna bring it up.
Too bad our boy Michael isn't here because this would piss him off because he hates that commercial and it's fun.
How could you hate that series of commercials?
That makes no sense. Like that makes no sense to me, man. Okay, it's kind of funny. So let me get this straight. Mike doesn't like peaches, avocados, and long man. That's 3 strikes. You're out, Mike. You're
out. Get out through my big door.
Get out. You're the new Mike. It's kind of funny how you got a Dragon Smash on the 2nd episode. You're not wrong because like usually when you have like a dragon, you're thinking it's like, oh, it's gonna be like
that's like finding a Dratini in Pokemon Red and Blue, like in your first go in the wild.
In Viridian, like not even before you get to Viridian Forest.
Yeah. It's like what? That's what surprised me. I was like, wait, that was a dragon?
Yeah.
So like, that's too early.
The secondary rider.
Yeah.
The secondary rider gets his gimmick in the second episode.
And keep in mind, freaking like when in Fies, the Dragon Orphanok was like the longest person to use the Delta driver, and he could touch and everything he touches gets vaporized, which makes me wonder, doesn't turning into Delta kind of nerfs him though?
I don't know.
That's the one season I will say I'm confused. Like, they just play hot potatoes with these damn belts.
Yeah, I actually, you know what's funny, and I actually brought this up at Power Morphicon 2022. Kamen Rider Fies is basically Friends if 4 of the friends were monsters instead of all 6 of them.
I get
it. In Forze, Draco, like, he wasn't a major antagonist, but he was an antagonist enough for them to use the Magnet Stage, which has 2 giant cannons on his back. It's like, you need 2 cannons to fight a dragon, dude.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I thought it was so strange. I'm like, wow, we're just really getting in there right now with this dragon, aren't we?
Yeah,
but he's not revealed himself yet. It's the build-up.
Okay, I love episodes 3 through 5 of the season. They're really fun.
We're all there with you.
Yeah, because we're getting more emphasis on the conspiracy aspect, and hopefully we'll get even more deeper into all the Build-A-Naughty.
Definitely.
Yeah. See, I gotta have the season. Oh,
hey, Shout Factory! What the hell, man?
Yeah, it's like you guys pretty much stopped at Black and Black RX. Although I do find it interesting that you wrote that comment after Jared said, "Do you like it or do you love it?" Because now I'm thinking, is this a Stone Cold Creamery reference? Like it, love it, gotta have it.
I have no.
I hope that's not a Stone Cold Creamery reference. Actually, do those even still exist? Because like I know that the one at Pasadena. There's another one by the. Yeah, go ahead. Because I know the one by the Pasadena Convention Center like closed down or something, or they downsized. I can't remember, but like I don't see those around anymore. No, but yeah, that's it for the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. Yes, we're going to do episodes 6 through 10 next week, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, and we're going to try to make the video less than 2.5 hours. Yeah, it's the inaugural episode of the season, you know, and it's more of a retrospective than anything. So it's like it's a little bit harder, because at least with Amazon's, at least you could say Mike did not watch it, I did not watch second season, so it's like, yeah, we gotta like go through the episodes all the way through. Like here, it's like only this guy haven't seen it all the way through, so it's like, so it's more retrospective than it's going to be more retrospective moving forward than like individual episode breakdown as detailed as we always make it, because like 45 minutes per episode is probably not a good plan. But yeah, so Kamen Rider Build, we do Kamen Rider Build on Sundays. On Tuesdays, we do Ultraman Blazar, but we're going to do it on Wednesday this week because I'm not going to explain it until Wednesday, because it might ruin the surprise for someone in the audience or in the staff. I'm not going to say who or what. I'm just saying, like, I won't explain it until Wednesday when we do Kamen Rider Gotchard. Our usual is going to be at 7 p.m. instead of 7:30 p.m. 10 p.m. Eastern. We're doing it half an hour early to accommodate doing Blazar on a Wednesday, and then Thursday Osama Sentai King Oger 7:30 10:30, same time as always. And I know Jared is super excited because it's probably one of his most favorite episodes so far.
We've got to talk. We're going to talk the episode. We're going to talk about the preview. We're going to talk King OJ, y'all.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, we're going to be doing the penultimate episode of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. And boy, am I excited to talk about that episode of Power Rangers. Definitely more excited than episode 8, but not as excited as episode 7. So, definitely come by on Saturday, 5:30, 8:30 p.m. Pacific and Eastern. And that is our basic schedule. But in case you forget everything I just said, bell icon. It'll help you remember. And if you check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do video game news and movie reviews, and VGAs are coming out this week. So is a certain troll going to crash the party again? Let's find out.
We'll see.
We'll see. But you can. But if you want to check out our personal content, Steve, where can the ladies and gentlemen of the audience find you?
There's always my personal Facebook and Instagrams and prints. And I post all manners of things about collectibles, my art, and several just random videos that I do.
Awesome. And Jared, where can the ladies and gentlemen find you?
You all know the drill. You can find me over at Henshin Gate. Got Gotchard and King Odra stuff. Got anime. This week we're going back into the series Goku-sen. If y'all had Encore Wham back in the day, you'll know what that anime is about. And I got a prep for K-pop. A lot of returns are happening under my radar.
Mm-hmm. And you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kawato and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKawato. And starting in January, I'm going to try to reset up my setup so that we can start the year off right with Mega Man Battle Network Collection. Yeah, I did a couple of streams back in the day with Battle Network 2, but I kind of dropped off it. But I'm going to play all the games from the beginning. But when we get to 3 through 6, I'll let you guys vote on which of the two versions of each episode we will get into. Please vote for Colonel when we get to 5. I'd much rather play Colonel. I played both of them on the Game Boy Advance. Please give me Colonel. Okay, I'm just kidding, guys. And with that said, stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, hug your loved ones, make sure you stay safe and warmed up or cooled down if you're in the Southern Hemisphere while you do your holiday shopping. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, festive Kwanzaa. Enjoy your solstice in 2 weeks. No, actually 2.5 weeks. And we'll see you all next time.
Merry Festivus.
Bye, everybody.